malignant, it grows at the periphery and it has infiltration. The rate for benign, slow. For malignant, it is fast. Metastasis for benign, absent or has no metastasis. For malignant, yes, there is always metastasis or spread of cancer cells. General effects for benign, localized. For malignant, it is systemic and generalized. How about tissue destruction and causing death? For benign, it has no tissue destruction, usually that does not cause death. How about in malignant? Yes, extensive tissue damage, and of course, it usually causes death. Alright, so that is the comparison between benign and malignant. Now, how does cancer cells are proliferating? Paano? Let's start with your oncogenesis. Okay, when we talk about oncogenesis, it talks about your cancer development, cancer progression. Okay, now, we have 4 stages of cancer development. Number 1, stage of initiation. Number 2, stage of promotion. Number 3, stage of progression. And number 4, stage of metastasis. Let's start with your initiation. Dito muna tayo. Pag sinabi po natin class na initiation yan, we are talking about your initiators. Ano yung mga initiators natin? Initiators such as your carcinogens. Okay, now, what are the different carcinogens? Okay, first, una-muna, we have what we call your family history. So, kasama sa initiation natin, because in our genes, meron tayong tinatawag na oncogenes. Okay? It runs in the blood. Oncogenes. Nagkakaroon lamang ito ng activation in the continuous exposure to different carcinogens. What are those carcinogens? Family history. Pangalawa, kasama din po dyan yung ating microorganisms. What are the microorganisms? That is usually, it could be bacteria or virus. Example, Helicobacter pylori. H. pylori. Anong klaseng cancer? H. pylori is a predisposing factor in the development of gastric or stomach cancer. Okay, what else? You also have your HPV. HPV such as your human papilloma virus. That is your genital warts. That is a risk factor in the development of cervical cancer. So, viruses and bacteria plays a role. What else? HIV. HIV causes Kaposi sarcoma. What else? Hepatitis B. Hepatitis B is a risk factor in the development of liver cancer, di ba? And of course, ano pa, aside from that, kasama din dyan yung Epstein-Barr virus. And that Epstein-Barr virus is a risk factor in the development of lymphoma. Alright? So, there are what we call your initiators. So, una, microorganism. Next, aside from microorganism, kasama din po ang diet. Okay, now, what are the diet that may lead into what? Into the initiation of cancer. Diet po, those diet that is high in fat. Okay, so basta lahat ng mga matatabang pagkain. What else? Lahat ng pagkain which are processed or salt-cured. Ano yung tinatawag nating salt-cured? Ito yung pinroseso. Example are the canned goods, di ba? What else? Aside from that, aside from your salt-cured, processed foods, which contains your nitrate. Ano yung mga foods that may contains nitrate? Ito yung mga frozen na processed food. Okay? Sausage, diba? Tocino, hot dogs, they are possible carcinogens because they have the preservative in which we call it as your nitrate or your nitrite. Okay? What else? Aside from your processed and salt-cured, kasama din sa mga pagkain, yung tinatawag po nating smoke cured. Okay, smoke pinausukan. Kahit hindi ka nagsisigarette smoking, basta mga pagkain na pinausukan yan. Okay, so yung mga broiled foods because it may contain your benzopyrene and that benzopyrene is your tinatawag po nating mga carcinogens. What else? Aside from that, foods with molds. Okay, so yung mataas ang level ng molds, ito yung tinatawag po nating aflatoxin. No? So, pag mataas ang level ni aflatoxin, okay, especially kapag yung pagkain natin is medyo inaamag, okay, yun yung tinatawag po natin na aflatoxin, which could be a carcinogen as well, alright? So, diet, okay, could be a predisposing factor, okay, in the development of cancer. What else? Aside from diet, chemicals, alright? What are those chemicals? Pinaka-importante, pinakamahalaga, the most common cause or yung most common carcinogen na nagko-cause ng different types of cancer, that is from your cigarette smoking, and that is your nicotine. Ano po? So kasama dyan yung nicotine, kasama dyan sa chemicals that may what? That may cause your cancer. Okay, all types of cancer. Okay, what else? Aside from that, kasama din po yung ating alcohol. Okay, alcohol is a predisposing factor in the development of liver cancer. Okay, what else? Other chemicals. Chemicals that could be found during construction of homes and buildings. That is your asbestos. Diba? So, kasama din ang asbestos. Okay, that could result into cancer. What else? Aside from asbestos, pesticides, insecticides are highly linked in the development of leukemia, diba? And any other forms of chemicals such as your formaldehyde, ano? Yung ginagamit natin during embalming process. Okay? So those are the chemicals that could be an initiator or tinatawag nating carcinogens in the development of cancer. So those yung mga chemicals na sinabi natin. Alright, what else? Aside from chemicals, it may also include physical factors. Okay, what are the physical factors? Primarily dyan yung sunlight exposure, di ba? So yung ating sunlight exposure beyond 10, di ba? In the morning and before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which could be harmful. Ito yung tinatawag nating UV rays. What else? Another physical factor would be your radiation. Radiation that could be found on X-ray, diba? That could also be a type of carcinogenic. The radiation that is used for therapy, ano? Ginagamit natin as a therapy for cancer. That could also lead into what? An exposure of a healthy person to that radiation may also be a carcinogen or could be causing cancer. So kasama po ang sunlight and radiation. Alright, what else? Aside from radiation, kasama din po dyan yung tinatawag po natin na chronic inflammation. Okay, say for example, chronic gastritis can lead to peptic ulcer. At the same time, naglilid yan sa gastric cancer. So chronic ulceration is another risk factor. So they are what we call physical factors that may lead into the development of cancer. And of course, hindi rin mawawala yung tinatawag nating hormonal component, no? So, pwede din pala estrogen, di ba? Too much estrogen, too much of androgen may be linked to the development of cancer. Say, for example, a high estrogen level could be linked to breast cancer, di ba? High androgen level can be linked to our prostate cancer. Right? So those are the initiator. That's the stage 1. Kailangan that the person should be what? Exposed to your carcinogen. That is what we call the stage of initiation. Alright, next. Let's proceed with the second stage. Na-discuss na natin ang mga carcinogen. The second stage of cancer development, okay, balikan na po natin yung ating second stage. That would be your promotion. Ano po? So, pag sinabi nating promotion, what do you mean by promotion? Promotion is what we call repeated exposure to carcinogen. Okay? So, una, sa initiation, nag-mutate pa lang yung genes caused by carcinogen. Pagdating sa promotion, palagi, daily ka na nagkakaroon ng exposure sa carcinogen. And that exposure or frequent exposure to carcinogen can lead into progression. So, alright, so the promotion stage can lead into progression. Kapag sobra tayong na-expose on the carcinogen, nag-mutate siya, and on the progression, doon nagkakaroon tayo ng starting of your tumor growth. Okay? So may tumor growth ka in which during the progression stage, nandyan yung tinatawag nating tumor or yung tinatawag nating cancer invasion. Ano yung tinatawag nating invasion or infiltration? Nagkakaroon na tayo ng penetration sa different organs in the body. So during that progression, nagkakaroon na tayo ng malignant behavior. Ano yung malignant behavior na yon? Again, the malignant behavior during the progression stage is the infiltration of organ until that specific organ may fail to do its function. Alright. Now, the last stage is your stage of metastasis. Okay, anong nangyayari sa metastasis? until such time in-invade natin ang organ. After invasion of that specific organ, what will occur? Since that is a cancer cell, it will continue to proliferate until such time that it will be what? It will have their metastasis or extension to nearby and distant organs in the body. Okay, pag sinabi na po natin meron ng metastasis, ito na yung tinatawag nating stage 4 cancer, terminal cancer. Kumalat na sa different parts of the body. Paano ba kumakalat? Meron tayong iba't ibang method kung paano na tayo nagkakaroon ng metastasis. What are those? Okay? What are those modes of metastasis? First, you have what we call through the blood. Okay, so kumakalat yan through the blood. Second, it could appear through the lymph. Okay, so pupunta yan sa lymph nodes, kakalat through the lymphatic system. And last one, through angiogenesis. What do you mean by angiogenesis? Pag sinabi nating angiogenesis, angio means blood vessel, genesis, formation, or new formation of the blood vessel. So during angiogenesis, nagpo-form siya ng sarili niyang blood supply. So sa halip, instead that the nutrients, oxygen, and other important components should be delivered into the different tissues in the body saan ang napupunta ang mga nourishment. The nourishment is diverted into our malignant neoplasm. So dun sa cancer cell pumupunta, that is why a patient is suffering from anemia and weight loss. Right? So they are what we call the 4 stages. So again, what are the 4 stages? Initiation, promotion, progression, and metastasis. Initiation, it is exposure to carcinogens. Promotion, frequent exposure that leads to tumor growth. Progression, that is your malignant behavior such as invasion and infiltration. And last is metastasis, that involves your extension of cancer cells to nearby and distant organs. Alright, now, let us take into consideration, we have discussed about the carcinogens. Now, let us try to consider how are we going to reduce cancer risk. Alright, so you have your health promotion. Pag sinabi nating health promotion, it is a primary level of prevention. So what are those? First, high fiber diet, most especially for a patient who are at risk for colon cancer. So pag colon cancer yan, to reduce the risk for colon cancer, the foods that should be taken should be high in fiber. Saan mo makikita yung high fiber diet? They are your fruits and vegetables, diba? So kailangan increase intake of fruits and vegetable, you decrease intake of fatty, processed food, meat products because they are considered as carcinogen. So high fiber diet because these fruits and vegetables contains antioxidants. Ano yung antioxidants na matatagpuan lamang natin sa fruits and vegetables? That is your vitamin A, C, and E. From the word antioxidants, it prevents oxidation of cell, it prevents destruction of cell, thus mutation of that specific cells would not occur. So again, what are those vitamins? Vitamins A, C, and E. Okay, second, regular exercise. Why? Because during exercise, the natural killer cells are boosted. Okay, what are the role of natural killer cells? The natural killer cells is having a direct cytotoxic attack to non-self o yung tinatawag nating foreign bodies and also a direct cytotoxic attack towards your malignancies. Ibig sabihin, anong ginagawa ng natural killer cells? It engulfed, it causes phagocytosis of what? Of your malignant cells. So therefore, when we have exercise, regular aerobic exercise can boost the natural killer cells, thus reducing the cancer risk. Alright, next one, third, weight control, losing the weight. Okay? Now, tandaan, obesity is highly linked to different types of cancer. Example, obesity is linked in ovarian cancer. Obesity is also linked in your breast cancer. Alright? So that is why you advise the patient to lose weight. So diet and exercise is the key to lose weight. Another one, foods that are carcinogen should be avoided. We have discussed what are the foods. Di ba sabi ko, salt cured or processed food, yung mga frozen products should be avoided. Fatty foods should be avoided. Smoked food and those food with high level of aflatoxin. Di ba? Naalala yun? So it should all be avoided. Another one, ano nga ang pinaka-cause nga ng cancer? Sa lahat ng klase ng cancer, it is caused by cigarette smoking. So therefore, we need to tell the client to have smoke smoking cessation program. Okay? So you teach the client on how to reduce the smoking consumption of the patient progressively. Alright? And of course, alcohol avoidance. Why? Because alcohol is highly linked with what type of cancer? Liver cancer. Alright? Avoid exposure to different chemicals that we have discussed. Okay? Radiation and infection. Since microorganism could also cause what? Could cause cancer. And of course, stress management. Diba? Sabi natin, lack of sleep. Okay, insomnia, lack of sleep. It causes what? Yung ating natural killer cells ay bumababa. So, pag mababa ang natural killer cells, nawawala yung ability niya on engulfing cancer cells. So, that is why relaxation and different types of stress management should be taught to the patient to reduce the cancer risk. Alright. So, they are what we call your primary prevention. Now, let's talk about now the secondary level of prevention. Okay. When we talk about secondary level of prevention, it is your early detection and prompt treatment. So, dun muna tayo sa early detection. Now, we have your warning signs for cancer. Okay. Before, it is known as your caution. Diba? So, ang tawag dati dyan, caution. Ito yung mnemonics natin for warning sign. Today, we will be using now yung bago, caution us. Now, anong ibig sabihin ng caution us? Letter C stands for change in the bowel or bladder habits. Alright. Anong ibig sabihin yan? Changes in the bladder habits such as presence of frequency, retention, dysuria, what else? Hematuria. Okay, so that could be a sign of a bladder cancer. Changes in the bowel functioning such as chronic constipation. Pag chronic constipation yan, that is a sign of what? It's a warning sign of the development of colorectal cancer. So, tandaan. So, una, letter C, change in the bowel and bladder habit. Alright, next, letter A. Letter A stands for a sore that does not heal. Sugat na hindi gumagaling. Say for example, oral ulcer. Long-standing or a chronic oral ulcer can lead into mouth cancer or oral cancer. What else? Aside from that, yung mga lesions that could be found onto the skin, diba? It could lead into the development of skin cancer. So again, a sore that does not heal or sugat na hindi gumagaling. Alright, next one. Letter U. Letter U stands for unusual bleeding or discharges. Okay, say for example, unusual bleeding or discharges that could be found onto the nipples of the breast. No, it could be a warning sign for breast cancer. Dapat walang blood, walang any discharges. What else? Frequent hematuria. That could be what? An indication of, okay, or a warning sign of the development of bladder cancer. What else? Aside from that, you have also your fecal occult. Okay? Ibig sabihin, meron tayong tinatawag na blood streak. Okay? That could be found onto the patient's feces. That could be an indication of colorectal cancer. Hemoptysis. Hemoptysis could be an indicator as well of the development of bronchogenic or your tinatawag po nating lung cancer. So again, letter U stands for unusual bleeding or discharge. Alright, next one. Letter T. Thickening lumps on the breast or elsewhere. Thickening lumps on the breast or elsewhere. Ibig sabihin, may bukol. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, presence ng bukol sa iba't ibang part ng body, specifically, commonly, sa breast. Pag bukol sa breast, it could be a warning sign of breast cancer. Bukol sa neck area, pag sa neck area, it could be lymphoma or your cancer of the lymph node or leukemia. What else? Okay? Other lumps that could be found on the neck area could be an indication of laryngeal cancer. So you have to take note of your letter T as in thickening lumps in the breast or elsewhere. Okay, next one. Letter I. Letter I stands for indigestion or difficulty in swallowing. Okay, pag sinabi po natin indigestion, hindi natutunawan. And indigestion is a warning sign of gastric cancer. What else? Difficulty of swallowing. Ano naman yan? Pag may difficulty of swallowing, it could be an indication of laryngeal cancer. What else? Esophageal cancer. Okay? So again, when we talk about letter I, that is indigestion or difficulty in swallowing. Okay, letter O. Letter O stands for obvious change in the warts or moles. Obvious change in the warts or moles. Nagkaroon tayo ng mutation of warts and moles. Mutation of warts, genital warts, can lead into the development of cervical cancer. Mutation of a mole, changes in the mole color, shape, diba? Consistency of it can lead into what? Warning sign for the development of melanoma. Melanoma is your skin cancer. So again, letter O, obvious change in the warts or mole. Alright, next one, letter N. Letter N stands for nagging cough or hoarseness of the voice. Okay, so pag may nagging cough, it could be an indication of what? It could be an indication of laryngeal cancer. It could be indication of bronchogenic or lung cancer. What else? Sabi po dyan, nakalagay, hoarseness of the voice. Diba? Nagging cough and hoarseness. Hoarseness, ibig sabihin palaging malat, palaging napapaos, nawawalan siya ng boses. It could also be an indicator of your or warning sign for laryngeal cancer. Alright. And of course, dinagdag natin ngayon in this era, you have your caution us, U and S. Letter U, unexplained anemia. Okay, it could be a sign of what? A sign of leukemia and other forms of cancer. You have also your sudden weight loss, in which, sabi po natin, yung nutrients for the body is being diverted into the cancer cells. So they are what we call the warning signs of cancer, na kasama po natin that we have to teach the client in the secondary level of prevention. So let us review ano ang kasama natin sa secondary level of prevention. What are the warning signs? You have your mnemonics, caution us. Letter C stands for change in the bowel or bladder habit. Letter A, a sore that does not heal. Letter U, unusual bleeding or discharges. Letter D, thickening or thickening lumps in the breast or elsewhere. Letter I, indigestion or difficulty of swallowing. Letter O, obvious change in the warts or mole. Letter N, nagging cough or hoarseness of the voice. Letter U, unexplained anemia. And letter S, sudden weight loss. Alright, now, let's talk about now your early detection, screening. Okay, now, we have different or several cancer screening tests dependent upon the area of your cancer. Tandaan po natin, ano? So, yung itong cancer screening test natin, common din po ito in the secondary level of prevention. Now, you have for the breast for females, diba? For females, most common site sa female would be the breast. So therefore, at the age of 20 to 39 years of age, kailangang mag-perform sila ng breast self-examination every month. Tandaan. And tandaan, breast self-examination is usually performed before or after menstruation. Kailangan tandaan, it is performed 7 days after menstruation, wherein wala na ang effect ng ating hormones. Alright? Because normally, kapag before menstruation, nagkakaroon ng tingling and thickening lumps in the breast. So therefore, it should be performed 7 days after menstruation. Tandaan, it should be performed every month. And of course, you have your clinical breast exam every 3 years. Pag sinabi natin clinical breast exam, it is an assessment done by a clinician or by the physician. So tandaan, 20 to 39 years old, breast self-examination every month, clinical breast examination every 3 years. Okay, how about for those at risk? Tandaan, the more na-increase ang age ng patient, okay, the older the patient is, the more na-at risk siya in the development of cancer. So that is why we will be adding some of your screening tests for a patient above 40 years of age. Tandaan, if that would be more than 40 years of age, okay, it should be done. Breast self-examination is every month. Clinical breast exam should be frequent. So it will be now every year. And the mammogram